Hi, this is Phil Monkhouse Realtor. Today I'm going over the greater Houston real estate market as a whole. And later on, I'm just going to touch on what buyers and sellers are experiencing because of this really hot market. But yeah, for now, this is, like I said, this is all of greater Houston. So each individual neighborhood is different. Some markets haven't experienced a slowdown at all. In fact, they're still going strong and increasing. This is July numbers, but the average list price was $384. You can see that in June it was $399. This is July info that we're working with here. The August information is going to come out September 8th. So this is July info. But a year ago the average list price was $345. So still a very, very strong seller's market. There's only 1.8 months of inventory right now. A balanced market for buyers and sellers is considered 6 months of inventory. So 1.8 months is very strong for sellers still. That's expected to continue. I don't like to try to predict the future, but everything I read says that's going to continue at least for the rest of the year, and most people say 18 months plus. Under 250 is extremely strong. I'm not sure the numbers of months on inventory specifically on that, but I know it's very, very strong, and luxury homes are considered still very strong as well. In July too, 40% of homes were still selling over list price. It was only $2,500 over list price, but yeah, still a very, very strong market for sellers. Yeah, now I'm just going to get into what buyers and sellers are experiencing. So a challenging time for buyers right now. Any home that comes on the market that's priced reasonably and is in good condition is probably going to get multiple offers almost for sure. So the sellers can pick and choose. Cash offers are obviously preferred. Conventional buyers, it's fairly common for a conventional buyer to waive the appraisal and make up the difference if the appraisal comes in low with bringing added cash. So yeah, an FHA or VA buyer is going to have an especially challenging time in this market. So a slight market slowdown is welcome for a buyer that hasn't managed to get a home under contract yet. New construction is an option. It's pretty expensive. The prices on new construction might come down a bit. Lumber reached, I'm pretty sure is an all-time high, but it's down to about a third of what it was. So lumber and other wood products make up about a third of a home's material costs. So that will help. That will help substantially. I know I saw an interview with Toll Brothers. I'll post a link to it below, but I saw an interview with Toll Brothers, and the CEO said it's costing them, or they expect to save about $40,000 a house because of the lumber slowdown. They're generally building bigger homes, but yeah, that's a huge cost for a home. So that's good to see that lumber cost normalizing a bit. But yeah, buyers are doing things like they didn't used to have to do. They have to pick up costs sometimes, like the title policy, which the seller was typically paying in resale. And like I mentioned, offering appraisal waivers if they can. You can do that with an FHA or VA loan too, but legally you can get out of it. But if a conventional offer says they're going to waive the appraisal, then they're waiving the appraisal, and a cash offer doesn't need an appraisal. So they're gonna get priority in a multiple offer situation. Yeah, so that's definitely frustrating. One of the most common frustrating tactic that I'm seeing from a buyer perspective is a seller lists, let's say on a Wednesday and Thursday, possibly schedules an open house on the weekend. You go in there right away, like the house, put a solid offer in, and yeah, you want to get the seller to sign and lock it down, but they will use tactics to delay. Say they need to wait for their open house, get multiple offers in that 4 or 5 days, and then on Monday you find out you lost the home. That's a frustrating one. The best way to combat that, I guess, would be to give an offer with a deadline and yeah, don't come in weak. You're just wasting your time. Come in with your best offer with a deadline, see if you can lock it down that way. Make sure your financing is in order. Listing agent in this market should be calling the lender just to make sure that everything looks good from that perspective. But yeah, you got to get all your ducks in a row because sellers want certainty in this market. So sellers are going to be pretty picky these days. Before they sign the contract, they have multiple offers to look through, but once they sign a contract, the power goes from the seller to whoever gets the home under contract. So they want to be picky and make sure they're getting the right offer, picking the right person, the right buyer, the buyer that has their financing in order. And yeah, hopefully it's going to close. They're not going to try and nickel and dime them throughout the process when they get the inspections done during the option period. Unless there's something major, they just want the deal to close and not be nickel and dimed. And make sure the buyer doesn't pull out. That's the one frustrating tactic for the seller right now, I would say, is moving forward in good faith and then have a buyer that maybe put offers on multiple properties, and they just go ahead with the best one, the best house, their favorite house kind of thing. So, and then the seller has to go back to the market, and all those offers they used to have might be gone. Sometimes buyers don't want to go back to something they lost. They were frustrated and they don't want to deal with that person again. So yeah, it's pretty important to get the right buyer and get the deal finished with them if at all possible. Good thing right now is the buyers are picking up more costs than they used to, like more HOA fees, surveys, stuff like that. It all gets shifted towards the buyer. The sellers don't have to pay for home warranties as much. Closing cost contribution, not as much either. But yeah, you still want to get someone solid that's going to close your deal. It is tough to stop a buyer from walking away if they did do what I said, where they put multiple offers on multiple properties. One thing you could do to combat that would be demanding a higher option fee. Usually in a normal market on, I don't know, let's say $350,000 house, it might be $200 or $250. Could demand $500 or higher, and make it a priority to secure a backup contract. That'd be a good thing to do too. If the first one falls through, the backup contract is automatically in effect. Even if the sales price is slightly lower, that certainty is valuable. All right, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend.